creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. It is Wednesday night. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite. Now your girl has lost her voice and got it back so I can finally talk pro wrestling. So let's talk about Dynamite tonight. We had our opening match, Swerve Strickland versus Roosh, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the last match for both of these guys on the Continental Classic, and I am nervous as hell about which one of these guys are going to win. You know, I do enjoy Bruce. I think he is so charismatic in the ring. And I do feel like since he's been back, that he's been having some really, really great bangers in AEW. However, this is still Swerve's time. And I want to see some big things for Swerve right now. Now, Swerve had lost his last match against Jon Moxley, so he has 9 points on the Continental Classic, and he needs to have 3 more so he can at least tie with Jon Moxley in this tournament and possibly make it a 3-way match with him and Jay White and Moxley in the finals. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, Roosh has his left thigh taped up, wrapped up, and everything else. And Swerve is taking advantage of that by hurting him where it hurts the most. And I agree with it. That's how you do things up in here. Now, a little bit later into the match, we do have Swerve who hits a beautiful 450 onto Roosh. And I'm just like, that's it. It's going to end with that. And unfortunately, it doesn't. Matter of fact, Roosh has just ended up kicking out, and like it was barely a 1. And I was just like, whoa, what the? I honestly thought Swerve was going to win with that. And I'm just like, well, you know what, Roosh? He probably been saying his prayers and taking his vitamins and shit. So he's able to do stuff like this. Now, match continues, and I'm feeling a little bit worried because, like I said, I really want Swerve to make it as far as possible here. And for him to make it as far as possible, he absolutely needs to get this win to make 12 points on this tournament. So, obviously, we have Swerve taking the win with a Swerve Stomp, and I couldn't be happier because whose house is it? Swerve's house. Right after that match, we have Chris Jericho, who is letting everyone know about Kenny Omega, who obviously was hospitalized on Friday, ended up having surgery. He's going to be out indefinitely. Now, obviously, they were supposed to be going for the tag team gold at World's End next Saturday. Damn, next Saturday. That's not going to happen. So he's going to be gone for quite some time. And obviously, Chris Jericho is letting Kenny know that, you know, everyone in AEW, the fans, colleagues, everybody is hoping him well, and that when he gets back, they can resume the whole Golden Jets fiasco, whatever going on. And I was just like, holy shit. I'm just like, damn, Kenny. Damn, you know, I'm like, Kenny, if you can come over here and rest at my house. I cook, I clean, I will read you bedtime stories, I will change your bandages, whatever the fuck you need. I can do that, you know? And then I thought about it. Chris Jericho just said that when Kenny come back, they're going to resume the Golden Jets thing. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. When Kenny come back, he should just go back to doing singles competition. That's what it should be. I don't know who's going to be champion at that time, but should be going for the AEW Gold. Whoever got it is going to be the next victim, and it is what it is. He could be a belt collector again, whatever. But I don't want to see no tag team shit to begin with. And you know what? At the end of the day, Kenny Omega, get well. Everyone is rooting for a speedy recovery. And while you're there, you can hit me up on social media. Up next, we have Mark Brisco versus Jay Lethal. This is part of the Continental Classic for the Gold League. And it honestly really doesn't matter which one of these dudes ends up taking the win, because up until this match, both of these guys had 0 wins. For what reason, I have no clue. So pretty much it's going to be the best out of these two guys who's going to end up winning. The last time we've seen these two guys in singles action was Mark Briscoe's first match in AEW. Pretty much was a tribute match for Jay Briscoe about a week after his passing. That was a very emotional match. Obviously, right now, the circumstances are different. And they had a really great match, and they both obviously trying to outdo each other. However, Mark Briscoe takes the win, and you know what? I'm cool with that. This is still his first year as a singles competitor, and I still believe that as amazing as Mark is, he could have had a so much better year, whether if it was in Ring of Honor or in AEW, and for whatever reason, I don't know. But you know what? Next year is just like 2 weeks away. So I'm hoping for bigger and better things for Mike Briscoe and for Jay Lethal too. Jay Lethal, ditch those friends you got over there and get back into singles action. Get serious. Get some belts around that waist and things will be better for you. Now, after this, we have a video package of MJF being inducted into the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. It was cute. Whatever. Let's move on. Now, Wardlow, once again, letting us know that he's going to be the one to break MJF, take the title from him, and also that he's going to be able to bring the devil to his knees, obviously referring to MJF. And honestly, I don't mind these things from Wardlow. The matches is what I don't like. The squash matches. Do you see MJF in squash matches? No. He has the AEW world title pretty much every time, except for the last time, that he defends the title. It's absolutely amazing. Amazing matches. So you want me to believe that we should see Wardlow, who's only been in 2-minute matches pretty much his whole career, go against someone with a world title? No freaking way. But the promos are definitely getting better. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with them, but obviously he's going to have to wait in line. Obviously, right now, MJF is with Samoa Joe doing their thing. So right after that, Wardlow is next. And should he get the title? No. But he's cute to look at. So now we have Samoa Joe in the ring. He said last week he was asking the right questions, but to the wrong people. Now, he was questioning Adam Page last week about being the person in the double mask, but Adam got his ass handed to him last week from the devil and those masked men, so I guess it can't be him. So now, here we are, and Joe is like, he was asking the wrong person, and he wants to talk to MJF. MJF, our scumbag, he comes out, and he is really surprised that Joe is even questioning him being the one in the mask. So he's like, bitch, I got attacked. Not last week, but the week before. If I got attacked, why are you saying that I'm in it? And then he goes, now I'll watch the tape back. When I got attacked, those losers were surrounding you in the ring. However, they didn't put a finger on you. Are you the one in the mask? And I'm just like, the math ain't mathing on that one, Max. It's not Samoa Joe. Now Max is mad. And then he goes, now you made some kind of deal with me. You said that you were going to be protecting me. Where were you when I got attacked? Why aren't you doing your job and protecting me? And he's really upset. And he started talking shit about Joe. And I'm just like, Max, why are we talking shit about Joe? Joe, he's cool people. If you got your ass jumped when Samoa Joe wasn't around, that's not on him. That's on you. Now, here comes MJF taking off the titles, taking off the jacket. And I'm just like, are you going to take off some more? He doesn't. And then he pushes Joe. And out of the blue, before Joe can even do anything, here comes men, all in black, with masks on, going to attack them. And then after those group of men, there is another set of men with the mask in all black on. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? How many guys are in total? There's way more than 4 at this point. So, out of the blue, once again, the lights go off. And on the screen is the person with the double mask. And they can't speak because if they spoke, we know who they are. So they put words on the screen. Long story short, they are challenging for the Ring of Honor tag titles. And I'm watching this and I'm like, I love MJF. But whoever the fuck it is that's going against them, if they actually go against them this time, please take the titles away from MJF because he's doing nothing with them. So after that, MJF looks at Samoa Joe and he's like, please, I told my best friend and I promised him that I was going to defend our titles and keep our titles until he gets back. And Samoa Joe is just looking at him and I'm just like, Samoa Joe, please tell him that this ain't your problem. You got other problems and that you're going to end up meeting up with him at World's End next Saturday. You don't want no smoke with all these things that's going on right now. However, Samoa Joe says he accepts and that he is going to be MJF's partner next week on Dynamite and defend the world titles. The Ring of Honor tag team titles. And I'm just like, oh, damn, they might not lose. Now, look, this is the second time that they've actually challenged for the titles, and last time nothing happened. So this might happen again. I don't know. Maybe it feels a little bit too soon to see or know who are some of these masked men. I don't know. But I honestly don't want to see MJF retaining those titles because, like, real talk, I really do love and care for Ring of Honor, and seeing a lot of tag teams doing their thing over there and having nothing to win is actually a bummer. MJF, Adam Cole has had these titles for quite some time, and these bitches have not gone to Ring of Honor. They have not defended them on Ring of Honor, only against one Ring of Honor team, which was the Righteous, and honestly, I'm over it. But we'll see what happened next week on Dynamite. This is getting really interesting. So now we got the best friends and Renee Paquette backstage. Now, Chuck Taylor ain't there because his ass is injured, which I didn't know. But Rocky Romero is there, and Rocky's letting us know that he has, since his last time on AEW, when he went against Mystico, he has lost his CMLL title. And, you know, he wants some gold on his pretty waist, is what he said. And out of the blue, here comes Orange Cassidy, like, oh, okay, we'll go against each other for the international title. And then he just leaves. And here is Chris Statlander and Trent Beretta, you know, congratulating Rocky. And Rocky's like, whoa, I wasn't even talking about you. I'm just saying, I just want some gold. But apparently we're going to get a match with these two guys. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have an amazing match with both of them. Now, speaking of amazing matches, Riho versus Saraya. I ain't care about this at all. And I tried to. And I actually watched Dynamite with my daughter tonight. Was she paying attention? Maybe not. But she was looking here and there. Obviously, when the ladies come on, she likes them, so she watches. Now, I don't know what it is. Like, when I see Riho in the ring, I don't believe a damn thing that I'm seeing. And Saraya, I've said this before, I don't feel like she's necessarily ready to be in the ring. I'm bored. I'm absolutely bored with Saraya, no matter who she's in the ring with. So with this match, I'm bored too. So, I mean, it just is what it is. I have nothing to say. However, Toni Storm is on commentary, and she says to Taz, she says to Taz, oh, that you're my favorite landlord. Don't they call you the human duplex machine? And I was like, what the fuck? It was just so out of the blue. I was not expecting it at all. Now, obviously, Riho ends up taking the win. Tony being on commentary made things a little bit interesting, but honestly, I'm watching these two girls and I'm just like, I want to root for you guys, but I'm not feeling anything here. Now, obviously, after Riho wins, we knew Saraya wasn't going to win. Here comes Toni Storm making it to the ring, and she had a Luther give her something, and it was those opera glasses where it's supposed to bring things up close so you can see things that are far away or things that are small. And what she's doing is she's looking through them, but looking at Riho with them, like sizing her up, like, am I having to go against this little munchkin? Like, what the fuck? I was dying. However, Riho obviously took offense to this and ends up fighting with Toni Storm. And it just seems like Toni's getting her ass whooped. And then here's Mariah May out of the blue. Like, I never see her get in the ring. She hits Riho with the women's title, and Toni Storm just falls into the arms of Luther, and she doesn't seem to give two fucks about Mariah May helping her. And Mariah is probably going to feel some type of way about this. Anyway, for World's End, we're getting Riho versus Toni Storm. I really wanted to care about this match. But honestly, I just did not care about it. I hope we get a chance to see better things with Toni Storm and Riho at the pay-per-view. So far, this pay-per-view is feeling like a filler pay-per-view, so we'll see. The only thing that seems interesting is who's going to win the Continental Classic. So now we have Tony Schiavone, who is reading a letter from our stepdaddy Christian. Christian says that he has taken Nick Wayne on a much-deserved vacation, and that he will be making his triumphant return on Collision on Saturday. And also, when he comes back, he is expecting a hero's welcome. Now, he did say a lot more that I obviously could not remember right down. However, it was really, really funny. And Tony Schiavone just looked like he didn't want to read a damn thing. And you know what? I'm actually looking forward to seeing Christian. I wish Christian was on the day that I was over there. I would have loved to make a sign that said, Christian, I'm fatherless. Be my daddy. So we're back from the commercial break, and Samoa Joe and MJF are arguing. Now, MJF walks away from Samoa Joe. He's walking down the hallway, and then he finds one of those black masses on the floor. He looks up, and he sees that he found it right in front of the Mogul Embassy's dressing room. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy. What's going to happen here? Now he knocks on the door. Nana opens, and then he snatches up Prince Nana. And I'm like, come on, Prince Nana doesn't hurt anybody. He don't do anything to anybody at all. Let him go. Now Swerve comes out, and he's like, look, hands off the property. What the fuck you want? And MJF shows in the mask and say, hey, I found this in front of your fucking door. What's going on here? And Swerve is like, you've been dodging me this whole time that I've been in AEW. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, hold on, he's right. You've been dodging him, or for whatever reason, y'all just never crossed paths here in AEW. But finally, we're getting what we want here. Obviously, there might be the AEW World title in the future for Swerve. That's what we want right now. Now, here comes MJF telling Swerve that in this professional wrestling world that there's levels to this shit. And bitch, you're nowhere near my level. And I'm just like, whoa, what the hell? Now, Swerve brings up that whole tryout thing with William Regal and everything that MJF didn't apparently get or whatever. And Swerve says, look, over here, I don't do tryouts. I get contracts. And I'm just like, ooh, well, he's saying what needs to be said. Now, here comes MJF talking about how he needs to respect him because he's a champion, and that when he talks to him, he needs to take out those hand-me-down Flavor Flav grills out his mouth when he's talking to the champion. And I'm just like, oh, we going there. Now, obviously, Swerve looks a little bit annoyed, and MJF actually accuses not just Swerve, but the entire Mogul Embassy of being one, Swerve being the one in the devil mask, and the rest of them being those goons that's with the person with the mask. Now, he goes, oh, if you're the devil, I'm cool with that. You keep saying that this is your house, but I'm the big bad wolf of professional wrestling, and I'm going to blow your house down. Not only does he say that, he says that he's also going to break Swerve's arm so that when he's driving, he's really swerving. And I'm just like, holy shit, I don't even know which one of you two I want to cheer for right now, but I'm loving the exchanges between them. Now, obviously, Swerve, he's going to defend himself in the Mogul Embassy and let them know that he has nothing to do with any of this double shit. He's not the person that he's looking for. And then here comes the dressing room door opening, the Mogul Embassy, Prince Nana, they all just staring. And MJF is looking like he's by himself in front of a whole bunch of dudes. Now, Samoa Joe comes in for the save and gets his ass out of there. And then Prince Nana tells Swerve that there was something that he forgot to tell him from Collision. Now, I also forgot to mention this in my review too, but it seems like things are not over between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Now, I'm a little bit confused about this because that was like way back when, and they kind of like let the story fizzle out and put these guys going separate ways or whatever. So I don't know. It seems like this is where we're going with it. I'm not 100% sure. If that's the case, I don't give a fuck about that. Keith Lee, I'm sorry. I mean, you cool or whatever, but Swerve, you need to win this Continental Classic. If not, get your hands on MJF and get that title. Now, up next, we had Commander versus Rodrick Strong. And very early on in the match, we have Taz just praising Roderick's mustache. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you love him or what? It was a little cringy. However, I thought about it and I was like, well, he does got a great mustache. And I know a lot of guys, they struggle with their growing out their mustaches and they struggle with their beards or whatever. So I guess when a man see another man with a great mustache, they just compliment them. I don't know. Now, they do have a really great match. And I'll be honest, like Commander, he's been on a freaking roll. He's been doing really great. I've been seeing his matches. I'm just like, I see a lot of improvement too, but I also see that he's someone who you could hold gold in AEW. However, we've never really heard him talk. He probably only speaks Spanish. I don't know. Baby, come speak Spanish to me. I'm cool with it. Yo entiendo español. Pero he just looks amazing in the ring every time I see him. He had that awesome match on Rampage, with the trios match against Top Flight and Action Andretti, which was amazing. One of the best matches on Rampage that I've ever seen. But anyway, Had a great match with Rodrick, but I felt like this was definitely going to be one of Roderick's nights here. Real talk, since he's been going around with that wheelchair, neck brace, or whatever, he's actually looked so much better than his first time around in AEW. I just did not feel like they knew where to go with him, and now I'm not sure if they know where to go with him either. If he's not going to be the mass devil, but he's looking so much better, especially rolling around with the Kingdom or whatever. He looks great. Now, the match is great, whatever. Rodrick wins, but he gets on the mic and he's still letting us know that he believes MJF is the devil. And he has the Kingdom walking around with flyers saying MJF is a devil. They're taping it all over the barricades or whatever. And I'm just like, what is going on here? I'm not going to lie. We've heard this from him almost every week. And I just want to hear something different. I understand you think MJF is a devil, but do something different. I don't want to hear the same promo every week. Now, let's talk about the main event. It was insane. All right, you guys, main event time. We had Jon Moxley with 12 points versus Jay White with 9 points. Now, this is very, very important because this right here can make this whole thing a three-way, triple threat match next week. So this is really important to see if Jay White would take this win. If Jay White were to lose, then Jon Moxley would have 15 points, and that will take him to be in the lead of the gold team. So he would definitely move on to the finals with whoever would win the from the blue team. Now, here we are, and immediately Jon Moxley snatches up Jay White and put him in a sleeper. And that kind of took me by surprise because I was like, whoa, we just going for it like right off the bat? Okay, cool. Now, obviously, Jay White is a little shook by this, so he decides to take control of this match. And right before the commercial, we do have Jon Moxley who was talking to the referee. Looks like maybe his leg ain't doing so well or whatever, but that's okay for Jay White because now he knows exactly where to get Jon Moxley, so he's focusing on his leg throughout the commercial break. Now, the match continues, and it seems like it's like neck and neck a little bit with these guys or whatever. But then here is Jay White who goes get a chair, gets 2 chairs actually, and he goes walk up to Moxley outside the ring, and he wants to hit him with it. But I think that was him being smart to just get the referee's attention because the referee's obviously going to say something because if he hits Jon Moxley with the chair, it's automatically DQ. So he throws a chair into the ring. Ref, for whatever reason, gets his ass into the ring to go get the chair out. And while he's doing that, Jay White, his smart ass, grabs the other chair he brought over and he hits Jon Moxley in the back of the leg with it. And obviously, that's a disadvantage for our boy Moxley. And I'm just like, holy shit, what's going on here? Now, Jay White gets in the ring. And the ref is counting because obviously he didn't see it, and he's counting. And right when he got to 9, and he was about to say 10, Moxley makes it back into the ring. Long story short, Jay White hits his finisher and wins the match right at the 15-minute mark. And I could not believe it. I was like, what? This is exactly what I want. Let me not complain. Now, I love Jon Moxley. I always like to see him win. However, y'all already know I want Swerve to win this whole thing. Now, since Jay White won, he has 12 points. Moxley has 12 points. And Swerve has 12 points. So now we're going to get a triple threat match with these guys next week on Dynamite. Obviously, it's still, I believe, still going to be a 20-minute time limit. And if they were to get to that time limit, it's definitely going to be a sudden death situation. Whoever just get the next pin or whoever makes whoever submit is just definitely going to take the win. It is what it is at that point. And it would be lovely to see Swerve take that win. Now, when the match is over, Swerve does come out and he's sitting on the stage and he's looking at Moxley. He's looking at Jay White. These are the 2 people he's going to have to go against next week in order to move on to the finals of the Continental Classic. Now, here is Jay White in the ring, and he is swerving in the ring. He is doing the dance, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's so cute. I was enjoying it. Then he goes and attacks Jon Moxley from behind on the leg that he attacked earlier, and then he does the dance again, and I'm just like, holy shit. I love you, Jay White. Now, really great episode of Dynamite. the Continental Classic has actually been making AEW seem a lot more interesting. Granted, sometimes some things that they've been saying about the Continental Classic since the beginning kind of seem a little weird. But either way, the matches has been absolutely enjoyable. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Obviously, with the Gold League, some matches are going to continue on Collision this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be those last two guys that's going to be at the World's End pay-per-view going against each other. Honestly, I want Swerve to win, but I honestly kind of don't see him making it that far. I kind of see this being Moxley versus Bryan Danielson at the very end, with Bryan taking the win of the whole damn thing. But guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with Ring of Honor.